Wrestling on weed.
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 Wrestling on weed. Subscribe today. Otherwise, we're gonna have a problem.
It's time for the Blunt Ratings. If this is your first time tuning in, this is how the Blunt Ratings work. We take each show and break them down into 5 categories: matches, promos and backstage segments, storytelling, commentary, and the crowd. For each category, each show can get up to 5 blunts. The average score of those 5 categories stands as the official Blunt Rating. Those are the rules. Now let's get right into tonight's edition of the Blunt Ratings.
We want the smoke.
Song tour.
We want the smoke. We want the smoke.
Come on.
What's going on, guys? Your boy, Mr. HD. You already know what it is. Wild Nation Gang Gang. Gruss, what's up, man? Thanks for being here early, man. You already know what it is, guys. We got to go over Monday Night Raw. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Got 2 shows to do before I go run a shitload of errands. Got to be an adult and all that good stuff. So, yeah, got some good news from YouTube, too. Hopefully, this is all true, what's coming out on YouTube. That's a whole nother subject. But we had an interesting night on Monday Night Raw last night. It was a unexpectedly decent show. I thought that they might mail it in because it was 2 Monday Night Football games on last night, but they did not, in my opinion. They actually got the sports entertainment world talking, or the pro wrestling world talking a lot on the internet. Obviously, we'll get into that when we talk about the news, and we'll talk about it in a second. We'll mention it here. But yeah, interesting episode of Monday Night Raw, dominated mainly by Control. They controlled most of the show. But yeah, man, what's up, KGM? Back in Duval. That's what's up. What you doing in Duval? Oh yeah, that's where you live. I didn't even know you left town. Did you go to a show? What happened? What's cracking? What's been good with y'all? I've been gone for a few days, man. Just, doing life stuff. But let's get into Monday Night Raw, man, before we get into my blunt ratings and what I thought about the show at the end. We started the show off hot. I love how Monday Night Raw has changed and is not a 15-minute promo segment or some stupid shit that starts the shows off. It feels more like an episode of Dynamite. You know what I mean? Or something like that. Like, how they just start off with wrestling matches, just straight into the wrestling match. And we'll get to the promos and all that stuff after we see some wrestling first. This is what this felt like. It was Seth Rollins going up against Bobby Lashley for United States Championship, man. It's a really good match, man, but it ended with shenanigans. That's the only thing that pissed me off. You know what I mean? Like, Riddle came down towards the end of the match after these 2 beat the shit out of each other. Bobby just looked like a beast. He's like a great U.S. champion. Like, I'm mad he's not a world champion, but he's like one of the best U.S. champions that we've had maybe since Kevin Owens took it from John Cena. Like, I can't really, AJ Styles I think Bobby Lashley is the best U.S. champion since that run Kevin Owens had after beating John Cena. So he's killing it. And there was one dope-ass spot where Seth went for the stomp and Lashley just stood there like, bitch, look at my arms and my neck. What do you think you're doing? I'm not going anywhere. So Seth just had the shocked face like, oh, shit, that's never happened, because it hasn't. That was pretty fucking awesome, whatever you would call it. But, yeah, so, the match was good, and then Riddle just came down and caused the simple distraction because clearly Seth didn't know that he was causing a distraction for some reason and turned his back on a fucking grizzly bear. You know what I mean? And then when he turned back around, of course, he got speared for the 1, 2, 3. Good match. Janky finish. Didn't like that at all. You know what I mean? It's a world title match. Why are we like, this some Vince McMahon shit. Figure out something to do, how to get us to a finish without causing a distraction, or get somebody to distract both of them. Like, I don't want I don't fucking know. Like, it just doesn't feel like a big win for Bobby, as big of a win as it could be. Like, at the end of the day, Seth Rollins is still ranked above Bobby Lashley in the WWE lore and lexicon. Like, Seth Rollins is like number 2 to Roman Reigns, I feel like, in the company. Like, no matter whether he got a belt or if he's losing 3 times to Cody Rhodes, like, I feel like Seth is still that guy. And in order for Bobby Lashley to be that guy, which he should be, You know what I mean? When Brock Lesnar ain't around, it should be Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley right now. They the two. They just look like the total. They are the total package. You know what I mean? When it comes to everything, Bobby Lashley may not be, as good at Roman Reigns at promos now, but he's still pretty fucking decent. You know what I mean? He needs to get back with MVP. MVP needs to be his Paul Heyman. Like, they need to make up and be best friends again, because that's the one thing Bobby is missing. You know what I mean? It's like, and I know you want the baby face to not have a manager, a heel type man. Fuck all that. You know what I mean? It's like, we loved fucking the Hurt Business and Bobby Lashley and teaming up with MVP. Like, they need to bring that shit back. But I say all that to say he's a great champion. This is a really good match. I just wish Bobby would have won clean. Matt Riddle high ass came out there and caused a distraction. But after that, we had what we have after that. We had Control coming out, and they made their entrance. Obviously, they were doing another celebration because we didn't do this already. But they were doing another celebration, celebrating their tag team title win, and Bayley pinning Bianca in their 3-on-3. They're just celebrating everything, celebrating the fact they got Control. They had streamers and balloons and shit. It looked like a real party this time, at least. But obviously, they were interrupted by the makeshift trio of fucking Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and Bianca. And Bianca came down and said her regular stuff. You know what I mean? And Asuka was there, and Alexa Bliss was there. Yeah, I mean, she talked some shit, but the biggest part about this whole thing, I feel like, was Bayley pointing out the fact that, Alexa was kind of a shell of herself, and she 5-time women's champion. She kind of ain't been doing shit. So it's a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge to something that we might be getting in the future. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, so after that, it was like a little brawl. These ladies got into it. Fucking Lexi gave Bayley a stiff shot to the jaw because they're going to have a match a little later. So after that, we had Austin Theory going up against Kevin Owens. You know what I mean? It's like right before the match, Theory threw Owens into the barricade. You know what I mean? Tried to get a one-up on him, but, Kevin Owens came out, like a bat out of hell, punching Theory, beating him up and shit. These two had a really good match, man. Owens hit a DDT on Theory at one point that looked sick. Owens took a sick neck breaker off the ring apron to the flip. Man, Kevin Owens got a whole gray beard, and this man he's like, who cares what shape he is? Like, look what he does in the ring. Like, he's literally shaped just like Eddie Kingston. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't get why people don't. It's like, we need dudes like that. You know what I mean? It's like, I know it doesn't, you don't look like superstar. Man, fuck that. You see what they be doing in the ring? Kevin Owens is man, they'll put their body on the line and do shit that I am not doing. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not doing it. So I know they got to have, gigantic cojones to go out there and do that shit. But this match was fire. Owens was, beating Theory's face into the steel steps at one point. Theory, like I said, Theory hit that neck breaker. I think there was just one commercial break during this match. Kevin Owens did end up getting the win. At the end of the day, though, this is a decent match. Like, Theory tried to hit him with the Money in the Bank. He missed, and he got the pop-up power bomb, and that was it. You know what I mean? So, it was a match. Like, these two are really good in the ring, so I expect the match to be good. Johnny Gargano dropped the briefcase on the Theory after he came out. Johnny Gargano was out there. I should have mentioned that. That was that. Then we had a really good tag team match between the Brawling Brutes and the Street Profits. The Brawling Brutes got, they won the #1 contender match. So this is just a way to build them up, make them look good before they go up. Maybe they'll beat the Usos. I mean, maybe. I don't really know. Like, the Usos had the belts for mad long. I feel like they're about to unify them when they bring whatever these rumored new tag team titles come back. So they need to unify them. We don't need 2 sets of tag teams titles. I keep saying that, but whatever. These guys had a good match. Like, Pete Butch Dunne. He's clearly Pete Dunne again. Like, he's Pete Dunne. They just calling him Butch at this point. But these guys, I feel like the coolest spot during the match was when they all did the beats of whatever that is, Sheamus's move, but they did it together. Like, they were beating on each other's chest together. So I feel like that might be that was probably the coolest spot of the match. but everybody did their work. Montez did a fucking blockbuster that looked crazy. You know what I mean? Dawkins got his hot tag. Hot tag Dawkins. We know he's one of the best hot tags all of a sudden in WWE. Came in, ran wild, did all his moves. You know what I mean? Making himself look good. Like, I'm even if we do go our separate ways, I'm gonna still do my thing. So shout out to Dawkins. I shout him out every week because he's just been improving. You know what I mean? Ever since he came up with the silencer, man, it was like once he came up with that move, I feel like I wasn't the only one who was like, yo, that's kind of crazy. When'd you come up with that? And then he just like, oh, I got some other shit too. And he just been like skyrocketing, you know what I mean, as far as his in-ring work. So yeah, the Brawling Brutes ended up getting the win. You know what I mean? It's a really good match between these two. Went about 15, 16 minutes, somewhere around that. And yeah, Ridge Holland and Butch got the dub. So I don't know what this means for the Street Profits, because them losing matches like this doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. Because I feel like they were the tag team that was being built up to be one of the next Usos or New Day or whoever. But I like the Brawling Brutes. Like, I like the Brawling Brutes, and, I don't know. Like, they're baby faces, clearly. Like, because they, I feel like they're baby faces. Now, I think after that promo on SmackDown, it's fight night. They're trying to get the crowd to chant with them and shit. Like, so so cool. These are two baby faces teams going at it. You know what I mean? Maybe we need to stop burying Alpha Academy and let them just have some tag team matches instead of getting beat up by Braun Strowman every week. Like, maybe we need some more heel tag teams besides the Usos. Where are the Viking Raiders? I guess they're on SmackDown, but it's just, I don't know. This match didn't do it for me as far as, storytelling, but the in-ring work was good. After that, we had Judgment Day make their entrance. Rhea Ripley is clearly in the mind of Dominic Mysterio, and she is definitely trying to put it in our minds that she is in the pants of Dominic Mysterio. She's hilarious at this point. She's like trolling us at this point because she knows what we think about their storyline. Like, so she's already acknowledged that she loves all the attention that it gets on the internet. So she's feeding into it, which I love. Rhea's been doing a great job. I feel like she's the main main person in the Judgment Day. But, Finn and Damian been doing their thing. Dom, this is the best Dom has looked since being in WWE. This was the best moment for Dom Mysterio in WWE since he's been in WWE, right? Like, this was the best moment. This was the moment where it was like, okay, we might have something. He's still going to have to get a lot better on the microphone. He's going to, he's decent in the ring, but he's going to have to get a lot better on the microphone. But I feel like he got that. I don't think it is go away heat. I don't think it's go away heat. I think it's like, we really find you despicable. You're doing this, and that's your father. And Rey Mysterio is selling the fact that, he's so heartbreaking so well that I think, it's making people hate Dom Mysterio, which is the goal. So this kind of all worked for me, man. It's like, I'm not totally against this story anymore. Like, Rhea Ripley did it. I feel like she's the focus of the whole story. She's the one who got it over. But, Dominic said at one point he couldn't be more proud to be starting with his real family, which was obviously a dig at his dad. Balor then had a family portrait taken of him with the Judgment Day. That's when Matt Riddle came out. Obviously, we got after that we had Finn Balor versus Damian Priest, or Finn Balor and Damian Priest versus Riddle and Mysterio. It's a good match, man. I ain't gonna be here too long, so I gotta get through this. But the match was, really got messed up because Dom kept causing distractions. Rhea Ripley too. She fucking planted. Matt Riddle at one point. She just picked him up and ran him into the ring post. I was like, damn, man, somebody beat her up. Like, can we get? Like, do we gotta call a girl? Like, I mean, I guess, but she's literally assaulting people. Somebody whoop her ass. She big enough to get it. What the fuck is this, man? But, she caused a distraction at one point, but then fucking Seth Rollins came out and caused an even bigger distraction. You know what I mean? And they got Riddle up out of there, and that allowed, Balor to hit the coup de grace Rey to get the win. So a lot of interference from the Judgment Day, which is kind of their thing now. You know what I mean? Dom and Rhea on the outside doing what they do. This match got a lot of time. You know what I mean? But I'm okay with that because this match was really good. I don't think I mentioned, was it afterwards or before this, when him and AJ Styles kind of had their little interaction? I can't remember, but Finn Balor and AJ Styles kind of had a little interaction that made you think that they might be feuding in the future, because it felt like Finn was extending a hand to AJ, like maybe kick it with us, because AJ's like, yeah, I see your little friends, you know what I mean, your little friends. He's the jealous girlfriend and shit. So, I'm interested to see what happens there. Let's see what y'all talking about. What's cracking, Will? See you in here, my guy. You never been a fan of Alexa Bliss? It's really hard to believe that someone her size could beat certain people, but she's good in the ring. Like, you can't say that she's not good in the ring. Alexa Bliss does her thing. She's a good storyteller. She can sell like shit. Like, you see what she could do with her fucking arm half the time. Like, she's good in the ring, and she's really good at character work too. They just haven't given her anything to do in a long time. And putting her with the Fiend, I feel like it was a mistake the way they did it. It could have been cool, but it ended up being tragic. Like, it was terrible. Like, their last appearance with the Fiend, fucking bleeding the face. Then we got Lily. It's just all a mess. Like, we still have to see this fucking doll. They brought it back. Like, we didn't see it, but they brought it back all of a sudden, and we'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, so I don't know. Say facts about Dawkins, he looking better. Yeah, he's looking way better, man. I'm enjoying watching Dawkins, man. I get hyped for his hot tag now. Dom is a man. Yeah, Dom definitely looked like you know what I mean, somebody gave him some. He got that little smirk even when his dad was crying and shit. His dad was looking all hurt. He's just sitting there smiling like, Dad, you don't do for me what she does for me. You don't know what she did, Dad. She turned me out. It just looks exactly like he's just turned out. He don't know what to do. He knows what to do. Rhea, he knows exactly what to do. Somebody beat her up. Don't get canceled. Like, hey man, I don't give a shit, man. Hey man, equality, equality. I'm not against anybody putting their hands on anybody outside of a sport that allows it. You know what I mean? But yeah, equality. Everybody keep their fucking hands to themselves. That's my belief. You know what I mean? Shit. Fuck all that, get canceled. They kiss my ass. But yeah, I like Rhea Ripley though, even though, that shit is kind of triggering that she just gets to beat up on men and no one hits her back ever. But yeah, I think, she's definitely gotten the storyline over with those guys. But Alexa Bliss and Bayley, it was cool. You know what I mean? It's like, it was a match. You know what I mean? It's like Control was out there causing all distractions. Bayley hit a Bayley to belly, got a 2 count. Then she ended up hitting the Rose Plant for the win. It was like, it was whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, this isn't the match I wanted to see. You know what I mean? I want to see Bayley and Bianca. I want to see Alexa Bliss going to do something. I want to see Alexa Bliss as a heel. Alexa Bliss as a baby face. Yeah, I'm good on that. Like, I'm just good on that. Like, she's better as a heel because it's like she is so unbelievable that she could actually beat people because she's so tiny that she gets heat. You know what I mean? It's like, how the fuck is she beating people? You know what I mean? It's like, but I guess because she's so small, people try to use her as the underdog baby face, but she also runs around with the Fiend. Like, I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know what's going on with Alexa Bliss, and that's kind of what Bayley was pointing out earlier. But they after that, Bayley challenged Bianca to an Extreme Rules match, which should be okay. You know what I mean? Should be a pretty okay match. You know what I mean? These Extreme Rules, like, I'm pretty sure, like I say, it should be pretty okay because I'm expecting there's going to be shenanigans. I'm expecting Control is going to get involved. You know what I mean? It's just like, I want to see these two square. Bayley is like top 5 in the company as far as the women's division, obviously. You know what I mean? One of the 4 horsewomen. And Bianca's like the number 1 new chick. She's the champion. She's the number 1 she's the number 5 outside of, you know what I mean, the 4 horsewomen. It used to be Asuka, I felt like. Now it's Bianca. You know what I mean? So they need to have like a banger, you know what I mean? Where it's like not a whole bunch of outside interference. Cause I feel like all this outside interference, you know what I mean, it doesn't make the wins feel as big as they could be. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe that's just me overthinking it. I just want to see maybe a few more clean finishes in WWE. I felt like we were getting to that, and now we're getting back away from it. But we'll see how it works out. Either way, I did my blunt ratings for this episode. You guys can let me know if you agree with them. Oh, that's not right. Sorry about that. I forgot to change them. Oh, Lord. I did them, but I forgot to change them. Those are for last week. These are for this week. See how that works? Easy editing. At least I thought there we go. Easy editing. So now that we got that taken care of, these are my blunt ratings for the show last night, man. You guys let me know if you agree. I felt like I did skip the Miz and Dexter Lumis segment. I'm sorry. I forgot all about that. I was kind of watching football at the same. There was 2 football games on at the same time, so I got mad screens open at the same time. So, I was trying to pay attention to everything. But yeah, the Miz did miss Dexter Lumis came from under the ring, and I don't fucking know what they're doing. The segment is the shit has jumped the shark. Like, what's happening? What's the purpose? Why is Miz scared of him? Has he been molested by this guy? I don't know what's going on anymore. Somebody just give me something. But yeah, man, the show was decent. The promos and backstage segments, 3.5, matches, 3.5, pretty decent wrestling. I love that all the matches are getting a lot of time now. That's my favorite part of the massive change that has been obviously ushered in by the Triple H regime. They're giving the match. We don't get a bunch of fucking squash matches. We don't have to see 24/7 title people running around the ring interrupting great wrestling matches. We don't have to fucking, see Amos squash matches. Like, we just, I know Gruss wants to see them, but I don't. You know what I mean? Unless you're about to do Amos versus Braun Strowman, which, by God, why the fuck haven't we done that? Like, or why is that seed has to be planted at some point? Why would you not have Braun Strowman in this Godzilla versus fucking King Kong? Just do that. That's a WrestleMania match. Like, it's a spectacle. Like, no one thinks it's going to be a good wrestling match. Nobody. But it's a spectacle. Do that shit. I would like to see Braun Strowman and Amos go at it. But, it would, yeah. Oh, and they announced the fight pit. That's one of the other things that I didn't mention. Riddle challenged during their whole little brawl or whatever. Riddle challenged Seth to a fight pit match, and Seth accepted stupidly. So yeah, he's gonna get his ass beat. And I feel like Matt Riddle has to win this match. He has to win this match. Jesus Christ, he has to win this match. 24/7 title is overrated. Yes, I agree. Overrated. If it's rated at all, it's overrated. Yeah, I know what you typed, but I can't say that out loud because it's not true. So I can't say it out loud. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. No. You want to see Tamina and Dana Brooke and Reggie running around the ring during a Kevin Owens match? No, I don't at all. I don't need them taking up time backstage either. That it had some moments. It had a couple of moments. But then it jumped the shark, man. The wedding shit was stupid. Like, all that shit was dumb. Like, no 24. Say no to the 24/7 title. Say no to it. It's an ugly belt. It looks like a kid's toy. Everything about it is bad except for R-Truth. R-Truth was a gem. He didn't need that fucking belt to be. I mean, I guess he did with the story, but once R-Truth did everything he could possibly do to be funny with that thing, it was dead. Nobody else is a comedian like he is. So it just wasn't working with Dana Brooke and Reggie and Tamina and whoever the fuck else. You know what I mean? Whatever celebrity was coming in pinning somebody, wasn't working. It just makes wrestling look stupid, in my opinion. Wrestling is stupid, I know, but it just makes it look even more stupid. Tozawa, yeah, man. I mean, No, Tozawa was pretty funny. Tozawa, I ain't gonna lie, Tozawa was pretty funny. Like it gave Tozawa personality. The 24/7 title did. So I feel like it did good for him. You know what I mean? As far as him being able to show his range as a character, as a sports entertainer. But say no to the 24/7 title. I can't. I'm good. Storytelling, 4 blunts. Just because I like the stuff that they're, I like some of the stuff they're doing with Control, but I like more so the stories they're telling with Kevin Owens and Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins and different people like that. They're telling a lot of good stories. Everything's getting a lot of time. We're building things. The QR code that was behind Theory when he was working out backstage, that's a whole story into itself. Them playing the song, we'll talk about this stuff in the news, but them playing the song, the White Rabbit song during the commercial breaks for the live crowd it's a lot of stuff going on in WWE right now. They're kind of trying to make it like a cinematic universe, and I like it. I like stuff like that. That's why I like the MCU when it's not being all fucking virtue signally all the time. Yeah, I mean, it's like, so, it's like, what's going to happen next? Where's this story going to go? We're getting a lot of that now, cliffhangers and shit. Like, it's good storytelling, man. So that's one thing I think Triple H is really good at, and a big benefit, maybe the main benefit of him being around outside of backstage morale and no one getting harassed and fired, mistreated. Those are also good things. Commentary, solid night for commentary, 3 3/4. Crowd was hot. Good crowd pretty much the whole night. They were dead for a couple things. But the heat they put on Dom, you got to give them 4 blunts for that. They put the super heat on Dom. He even had to crack a smile because he felt like, I finally made it. Someone finally cares. It's like, yes, you finally got some balls, man. Literally. You finally got some balls. So now we can actually act like we're interested in you. I still wasn't like, oh, Dom, but the crowd was into it. So I ain't mad at them. You know what I mean? So, 3.75 blunts for the show overall. The Silver Blunt, another solid show for Monday Night Raw. I think it was better than this past week of SmackDown. Yeah, man. I guess, show still needs some tightening up, but I am enjoying pro wrestling right now. With all the drama in AEW, I know there's a bunch of stuff going on. It's messy backstage. That ain't got nothing to do with I guess it does because some people aren't there, but you saw the show they put on last week. You see the card for what's about to happen at Arthur Ashe. Like, despite some little hiccups and things going on, Vince McMahon, all these, we're getting some good wrestling on TV right now between these two companies. I'm not sure what's going on outside of these two companies. I'm not really paying attention to what's going on everywhere else. I don't know what's happening in fucking Impact and all these different places. I mean, I read the news, but that's about it. But we're getting some good wrestling on our TV screens, so we should all be appreciative of that. Our teams won this week, Super. Yeah, they did. Why you gonna bring up football, KGM? Why? Do I have do I get it? I don't even have it. You lucky. I don't even have. Oh yeah, I do. It's for anybody that brings up fucking football on this show right now. I fucking hate football. I don't. I love it. I'm addicted to it. But this some bullshit. Y'all see what I ain't never seen a team get cheated by the referees more than the Raiders. Like, hand to God. Like, it started with the Tuck rule. Mind you, a rule that stole a Super Bowl from us that doesn't even exist anymore. Let's just start there. But let's go to current times in this game last week and all them fucking holding calls that they were calling where no one was being held. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Why are they doing this to us? I was so fucking, it was so frustrating, It was so frustrating. Then, we gave the game away, letting Kyler Murray run around for 20 minutes to run in for 2 points and all this crazy shit. But that wasn't a fucking catch by AJ Green. First of all, on the fucking, the whatever the play was, the touchdown, it wasn't a fucking catch. He denied the ball, clearly hit the fucking ground, and they gave him the catch after the replay. I fucking hate referees, The NFL referees, they obviously have it out for the Raiders. They hated Al Davis because he didn't give a fuck about following their bitch-ass rules. He was hiring black coaches and Spanish coaches and putting all the black players on the team, and he was like one of us. They hated his ass. First of all the the other owners didn't fuck with Al Day. Now they don't fuck with his son. I mean, it's just why they got it out for us, yo. They got it out for us, yo. That was some fucking bullshit. I hated watching that game, yo. That was disgusting. That game was disgusting. Y'all owner went to his grave thinking NFL cheated the Raiders with Tuck because they did. It's not thinking, it's knowing. They clearly cheated us out of a win. The rule doesn't exist anymore. You know why? Because it was a fucking fumble. That's why. They only brought that shit. No one had ever heard of this fucked up rule or interpretation of a rule before they wanted to fuck the Raiders out of a Super Bowl. Period. You know what I mean? It's like, this shit is disgusting how they keep doing us, man. I fucking hate the NFL for that. It's hard being a Raiders fan because you know they only gonna let us get so far before they find some way to fuck us over. That shit is crazy, man. I was depressed. I was depressed. I was so depressed on Sunday. We were winning 20-0. It was 20-0. We were so in control of the game. Devontae wasn't even doing nothing for real. This nigga Hunter Renfrow just decided to join the other team for some reason. We get to overtime. He like, you know what? I think we should just let them have this one, guys. Like, what? You gonna fumble twice in 30 seconds? Then you just... Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, man. All right, guys, let me end this stream so we come right back. You guys can refresh the screen in 5 minutes, and we'll be right back with another Wild News Joint. I am sorry I just went on that tangent. Man, fucking Raiders, man. Jesus. I'll see y'all later in 5 minutes. Refresh.